Hey there, public speaking. Welcome to Wednesday. As we continue digging into our personal experience speech, first of all, again, I hope you're doing okay. Middle of the week, week four, we're kind of really digging in now, and hopefully, this is not getting too tedious for you, and you're doing okay, and you're finding some other good things to stay healthy and to feel good about things. So definitely remember, take care of yourself first, and then we'll get into the personal experience speech. Speaking of personal experience speeches, your homework for today is to be working on the lesson, the attention getter, and the transition. So you can read a little bit about those in the personal experience speech assignment that I already shared with you earlier. But I also wanted to mention these are really important things. One of them is the personal experience speech lesson is really kind of what you learned or how you grew from this particular experience, something to that effect. Is what I want you to focus on there. And it doesn't have to be a life changing event, but it should be something that impacted you in some sort of way, or something that taught you to remember something, or you learned something, or you reacted to it in some sort of way. So that lesson is really, really important. And again, the lesson is a little different than most speeches. A lot of times we think of it because it's a thesis, we think of that being at the beginning. But in this case, your lesson comes at the end of your speech, the moral of the story, so to speak. So that's kind of where that's supposed to show up. Your attention getter, we did a whole thing on attention getters. You know about making sure that you are interesting, appropriate, and relevant. Want to focus on those. Keep in mind that you will be doing a visual aid, which we'll be getting to down the road here. So you can use pictures or something with your visual aid as an attention getter is a great way to get your audience's attention. And you'll see some examples of that when I do my particular speech as well, that you don't always have to have the greatest visual sort of thing in order to have an attention getter. It can also be into what you're talking about or the content. And then there's the transition piece. And the transition is what you're focusing on when you set up the story, and then after you've set up the story and you're going to get into telling the actual story, you're going to transition into that. So this is not just like an in conclusion transition or to begin with. Um, we're in a galaxy far, far away. No, this is something that's going to be a little more complex and developed than that. So I've talked about it within the personal experience speech assignment, but also I have a separate document on transitions with a lot of transition examples that you can certainly look at, and you can use one of those and just personalize it for yours if you want. You don't have to, but that's additional support for you. So for your homework, you are going to write out a lesson, your attention getter, and a transition. That's what you want to have. And so if you do that, you're going to have basically, once you're done with that, most of the content of your speech. And then it's about putting it into the format that we want, which we'll start talking about tomorrow. So that's kind of where we're headed with things. And again, I'm here to help. If you have any questions, feel free to check in with me. I want to support you. I want to help you. I want this to be something that's worthwhile for you, something that you feel like you're able to do in a reasonable fashion rather than finding it to be really challenging or jumping through hoops or busy work or way too time consuming. I want this to be worthwhile and a good use of your time. So let me know how I can help with that. All right. 1, 2, 3, yop. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day. Go Pack. Boom, boom.